Hello everybody, welcome back to the channel and another video. I'm all by myself, so let's see how this goes and what can happen. We'll play the intro and then we'll get right into it. Yes, good evening everybody and welcome along to the channel and another video. Like I said, I'm all by myself, so I'll try and get this wrapped up as quick as I can because I know there's a few games going on tonight that probably a few people want to watch and want to enjoy. And apologies for being a bit late to start. I wanted to get something else up graphic wise, but for whatever reason, Canva at the moment has decided that it does not want to cooperate with me. So you'll have to bear with me in terms of what we'll have to improvise. It's all improvisation here. So yeah, we'll have to improvise there and see what's going on. Well, anyway, since I have last done a video, obviously Arsenal have had 3 games. We've scored 13 goals in those 3 games, and we're looking like we've got a bit of form back on our side. We've got a bit of momentum heading into what is a massive game against Manchester United tomorrow. And there we are, as always. Hente, you're here. Fantastic. Well, I'm glad that there is one person that has decided to join, and I'm very glad it's you, Hente, of all people, as yeah, we're always, especially in this household, we're always a big fan of you and you joining in and everything we do. So breaking it down, Arsenal, we played Nottingham Forest first. There were a few changes to that lineup. Obviously, Jorginho come in, Moreno come in, Trossard come in, and Gabriel Jesus also started that game. We had a very, very early chance from Jurriën Timber, but it was ruled out offside. And I've done other podcasts and I discussed it, that this offside decision, it baffled me because they didn't take the line from the defender Dominguez. They done it from somebody else, and that's not, to me, where the offside was. So that was a bit of a bone of contention for me in that one. Straight away, Bukayo Saka, lovely little bit of play from Jorginho to flick it onto him, and Saka then played it into Odegaard, who then laid it on for him, and he did an amazing run and he smashed it into the goal for 1-0, and it was probably one of Arsenal's best goals of the season, I think, so far. That from Bukayo Saka and the move and everything with him and Odegaard. After that, second half started. Jorginho, who was booked, he come off. Thomas Partey come on, and then the second goal, Bukayo Saka with the assist, and Thomas Partey absolutely rifled in the second. It was a fantastic goal from him. And then the third, a lovely goal from Ethan Nwaneri, who just keeps getting better and better every time we see him play. I mean, it was a lovely bit of play between him and Raheem Sterling to set him up, and I was happy for him to score and for Raheem Sterling to obviously get an assist for him. After that, Arsenal went and played Sporting Lisbon away in the Champions League, and Partey, Gabriel Martinelli and Kai Havertz all come back into the side. The first goal, Gabriel Martinelli, lovely ball in from Jurriën Timber, who laid it on for Martinelli to tuck that in. It was a really, really nice goal. The second, amazing ball from Thomas Partey into Saka, who then laid it into Kai Havertz to tuck it in. Brilliant, brilliant goal there. And then the third, Gabriel, absolute bullet header to make it 3-0. And he hit the Gyökeres celebration as well, which I think rattled a few people out there, especially Gyökeres. And he's such a threat from set plays, Gabriel. It's amazing the set pieces routines that Arsenal are doing and the way that he finishes it. He's such a threat as a defender in terms of scoring goals. And I was on Same Old Arsenal earlier this weekend, and I mentioned the Ronald Koeman and his goal record as a centre back. I don't think Gabriel is going to reach them numbers, but he's definitely a fantastic, fantastic threat from these set piece situations. And it's just nice for Arsenal to have two centre backs that are lethal in in both boxes, because Saliba is just as good in the air and everything as Gabriel is in that box as well. Ignacio, he made it 3-1 for Sporting, and Calafiori, again, not the best of defending from him for me for that goal there for Sporting Lisbon. Calafiori, I know he's the youngest member of this current Arsenal starting 11. I know that he's playing more games than he's ever played. He's not normally played Champions League. He's not probably played in the league. He's not had to do 3 games in a week. And I'm sure as he's going to get older, he's going to learn and get better from this. But there are some defensive frailties there with Calafiori that he needs to knock out very, very quick. He needs to get it out of his game quickly. And someone else has joined. And to me, hello. Nice to see you. And then Arsenal win a penalty from Diamonde, fouling Odegaard. Don't know how that wasn't a red card, but yeah, Saka stepped up and tucked that in. And then Trossard, he gets a goal after Moreno shoots from range, and it's parried straight onto his head. Now, the big thing for me as well with this Sporting Lisbon game is obviously the discussion about one Victor Gyökeres. Now, if you watch me on here, if you watch me on other channels, you'll know that I've spoken about Victor Gyökeres for quite a while. I am quite a fan of Victor Gyökeres as a player, and I think he would be a fantastic addition to this Arsenal side. Now, I don't watch this channel. However, due to the algorithm and due to reposting and people that I do follow on various social media, I saw a clip. Of a fan channel that I won't mention their name. I won't give them any more credit or promotion. They don't need it anyway, but I won't give them, the props that they deserve. And there was a guy on there, and he claimed that Victor Gyökeres was a championship level striker. Victor Gyökeres, from what he saw just in that game, was not at the level to play for Arsenal Football Club. And his further justification for this was also the way that Gabriel and Saliba reduced him to nothing. This guy, I've met him. I've met him at a few events, and he once said to me, because I don't go to every single game, my opinion on football, and especially Arsenal, matters. He'll take with a pinch of salt because I don't actually watch the games in person. That to me was a disingenuous comment then. And this comment about Gyökeres being a championship level striker and not the level required for Arsenal because he didn't score past Saliba or Gabriel, I also think is another disingenuous comment. I mean, the guy, if he wore a poncho, he'd look like a broken Durex. He's doing this to get attention. I've nibbled here a bit. I've took the bait and I've nibbled, but it's ridiculously stupid. I mean, if we're going to go through this, Ollie Watkins hasn't scored. There's games where Gabriel and Saliba, he didn't score against them. Would you say Ollie Watkins isn't a good enough striker for Arsenal? Solanke, who I saw him and people on that channel say was a good enough striker for Arsenal in the summer. He's had games where he's not scored against Gabriel and Saliba. Ivan Toney, who him and people on that channel said was a brilliant striker, could be the striker for Arsenal, hasn't scored against Gabriel or Saliba. Mo Salah's had games where he's not scored against Arsenal. Is Mo Salah not good enough for Arsenal because Saliba and Gabriel shut him down? Kai Havertz, who again, this person said we don't need because Kai Havertz is playing. Well, Kai Havertz had a game at Chelsea up front against Gabriel and Saliba, didn't score. Jared Bowen, Kudus, Isak, Haaland, Harry Kane. Are all these people not good enough for Arsenal because they've had games against Gabriel and Saliba that they've never scored in? Yeah, yeah, he does. He does. And yeah, I agree. I agree. Well, we saw it. We saw it away at Stamford Bridge. They absolutely contained him in that game. So yeah, we've seen it. We've seen it with our own eyes. I mean, Gyökeres, he's got what, 21 games this season, 24 goals and 4 assists. And also, if you watch the game, and the guy was there, so I'm hoping he did watch it. The bit where they play the ball long and he turns and runs again. And I know it was Kivior. I know Gabriel come off and it was Kivior. So I take that with a pinch of salt. But the way he sprinted and then he got a shot on goal. And thank God David Raya parried it onto the bar. There is no striker at Arsenal at the moment that is taking the ball about 25, maybe 20 to 25 yards away from goal, sprinting and getting a shot away like that. There isn't one that is doing that. And that is why, to me still, I think Victor Gyökeres would be an amazing, amazing addition to Arsenal in January. Anyway, moving on from that, the next game, West Ham. Obviously, Jorginho come in for Thomas Partey and Trossard started over Martinelli. Gabriel, another big header from him. And then he hit the Gyökeres celebration again as well. Brilliant, brilliant scenes there. The second, wonderful move from Odegaard into Saka, and then Saka on a plate for Trossard to tuck in. The third, it's a lazy foot from Paqueta. Saka goes down and he gives Odegaard the ball to take the penalty. Brilliant goal again. Lovely penalty. And then the fourth, it's a wonderful goal for Arsenal. Trossard plays it in for Kai Havertz, who takes it in his stride and tucks it in. It's a nice run and a nice finish. I know I just said about the comparison with no one like Gyökeres, but he was a lot closer than what Gyökeres was for that chance. And West Ham, they then pulled one back with Wan-Bissaka, and it was a lovely ball in from Soler, just completely split Arsenal in two. And Calafiori and Trossard again sleeping, and Wan-Bissaka then ended up scoring it. Just check my notes here. And then West Ham second was never a foul from Declan Rice, but it gets given. And Emerson, he hit a sublime free kick, didn't he, into the top corner. It's a great free kick. You can't defend that. You can't get that away. And then Arsenal's fifth, Gabriel again from a corner. He gets clattered, punched by Fabianski, and it's a penalty that Saka squeezes it in, and it's 5-2, and a great win. And for all these 3 games that I've discussed here, just briefly, Bukayo Saka for me, there's the graphic. He's the man of the match for me in every single one. I think he's been absolutely amazing. He's got 7 goal involvements in these 3 games. You know, he's got 2 assists and a goal against West Ham, a goal and an assist against Sporting Lisbon in the Champions League, and a goal and an assist versus Forest. And he's easily been Arsenal's best player this season. With Martin Odegaard being out for so long, the burden has fell on Bukayo Saka, and a lot of people have said, would he be able to carry, the mantle for Arsenal? And he most certainly has. And he's even gone up a level, I think, now with Odegaard being back. And I've got to discuss a few of the other players as well the last few weeks that have really impressed me. Jurriën Timber, I think him, obviously with Ben White being out, I think Jurriën Timber being put on that right-hand side, allowing Bukayo Saka to stay higher, to be in the areas where he is more productive and more of an attacking threat. I think that's absolutely benefited Bukayo Saka's game tenfold. Martin Odegaard, you had people, you had pundits saying, one player doesn't make a team. Yet they're all going on about how bad it is that Rodri's missing for Man City. But Arsenal can cope without Martin Odegaard. Well, Martin Odegaard's got a goal or an assist in every single game that he's played since he's come back. That's just how vital and important Martin Odegaard is. And I got to shout out David Raya as well. I think David Raya made some fantastic saves against Sporting, and he pulled a few pulled a few good saves out against West Ham as well. Just before I wrap it up, I know I was just going to, I'm here by myself and I'll do something nice and quickly. We've got Man United tomorrow. I was going to have a lineup that I could put up and show you and talk through, but we haven't got that, so I'll have to do it freehand. So obviously, the back five, you're going to have your David Raya, you're going to have Timber, Saliba, Gabriel, Calafiori for me. Midfield, I believe Thomas Partey will be back, so I want Thomas Partey in the middle with Rice and Odegaard, and then I want Saka, I want Martinelli, and I want Kai Havertz up front. And the reason that I want Martinelli back in, even though Trossard's been productive, I want Martinelli's pace against a back three that is still in development. I mean, all the pressure tomorrow is on Arsenal. Man United, I wouldn't necessarily say they've got a free hit, because Man United are next to Real Madrid, probably the biggest club in world football. So they're always under a microscope. They're always, there to be judged and there to be watched. And I wouldn't necessarily say they've got a free hit, but I think the pressure is way more on Arsenal than it is on Manchester United. And I believe that we're going to race to the occasion. And I think we're going to beat them 2-1 tomorrow. I think we're going to have a 2-1 win. But yeah, that's pretty much everything I wanted to do. I was going to try and get it on the 15 to 20 minute mark. We've got a few more comments here, so I'll just quickly check them. Yes, yeah, I agree. It's like every season, Saka adds new skills. Yeah, Martinelli's definitely regressed. However, he has got 2 in these last 2 starts, so I'm hoping that's a sign of him potentially coming back. So fingers crossed for Martinelli there. And feel like Calafiori gets injured every game. It's the way. Yeah. He is very high risk and reward, Calafiori, but I think that's what Mikel Arteta likes. I think that's what Mikel Arteta wants. And like I said earlier, he's playing more games than he's ever played in his life. And he's still learning the league. He's still learning the Champions League. But fingers crossed. I've said a few things about him on other shows, and people think that I hate the guy. And I don't hate Calafiori at all. I actually think Calafiori is a really, really good player. I just think that there's aspects to his game and errors to his game that he needs to iron out and sort out. But we should be fine. But anyway, I don't want to whittle on and make this any longer for anybody. But yeah, thank you all, the 2 of you, for joining. I appreciate it. I appreciate anybody that's going to watch afterwards, because I know there's stuff going on. I know people are busy. And I just want to thank every single person for all the support on the YouTube, all the support on the audio version, and the TikTok clips that have been going up. I want to thank everybody for the love on TikTok as well. I've really enjoyed putting them up and having you all interact with me on here. And if you want to find any of that, all the links are in my bio on the YouTube description, so you can find them all there. But anyway, that's me today. That's me done. I will see you soon, and I will be back. But I'll be back with a panel. I know these shows on my own. I know I can do them. I know I can get stuff out there. But yeah, I know I'm much better when I've got other people to bounce off with and chat with. So yeah, no, we'll be back again with a panel for a proper long form podcast. But yeah, I thought I'd just put something nice, short and sweet out. I come out of the hospital Thursday. I'm here today. Bang, let's recap what I've missed. Let's get a video done, and then let's move forward like the team are hopefully moving forward. And yes, I agree with you. Thank you very much. Let's go back to Man United and come back on here and do another show. Thanks, everybody. Take care. Enjoy the game tomorrow. Muchas gracias.